Right, so biscuits are done. Took about 12 to 15 minutes to be exact. Depending on your stove and the settings, it actually will dictate how long it's going to cook, but it has a nice coloring on it. Again, so that's that egg wash. And just be careful with the egg wash that you don't go overkill and actually put more like a glue on top as opposed to a light coating. But that's pretty nice. We'll use a couple of those, maybe one or two, for our shortcakes to go for the recipe. Ice cream is doing pretty good as well. It's coming down to temperature is very firm because it's been sitting in that freezer for quite some time. I'll move my biscuits over to my side here. Start assembling my ingredients for the rest of the entire recipe. Excuse me. So I'm going to bring everything over. All right. So need this as well. All right. Well. All right, so we're going to go into our fruit compote. Fruit compote is basically a reduction or a slow cooking of fruit. It can be served either chilled or hot as well, or warm. This particular recipe again has 1 cup of fresh or frozen fruit. We can either use half strawberry, half bean cherries. Today we're going to use both in that particular recipe. There you go, and I've measured this out already. So we got again half strawberry, half cherries, and that's a full 1 cup for both. I got a little bit extra because I had some extra strawberries left. We're still going to follow through with them and use it. We actually have 1 tablespoon of orange juice, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and a 1/4 teaspoon of orange zest. Okay, 1/4 teaspoon. Which is not a lot. I'm going to put that there. All right, so I'm going to juice my orange here because I need to make sure I have some liquid here. As I'm noticing, this recipe is asking for a tablespoon of orange juice. Definitely need a tablespoon of orange juice. Give my teaspoon a little rinse here. So I really need it for this recipe. And I think that, yeah, it's real soft, so all I'm doing is just taking it and pressing it, just like I was doing the limes and our pico de gallo. So I'm going to take that and, put a glove on. Although I got a lot of kill steps ahead of me because I'm going to be heating the sauce. Still just try to be safe than sorry at this point. Oh, as a matter of fact, even before I do this, you know what? I gotta zest this orange, and I want to zest it. If my zester is a little dull, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a little dull. It's not doing what I wanted to do, but I'm gonna follow through. We definitely need zest for this recipe. You need 1/4 of a teaspoon to be exact. So I'm going to try to get as much off of this, as much off the orange as I can. There we go. Just had to put a little bit of elbow grease into it. And I'm making sure that I just get the zest. I don't want any of the bitterness from the orange, so I may have to move around a little bit. There we go. Definitely don't want to change this recipe and get too much of the bitter white part of the orange, because it'll turn the recipe, it'll change the taste of the as well. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, that's exactly what I needed. There's my zest. Okay. Now I'm going to set that to the side. Now I'm going to follow through a little bit more of this orange. There we go. right, let's see how much we get. Oh yeah, definitely. We're definitely gonna get at least a tablespoon. There we go. I know if y'all saw that, but that's real fresh orange juice right there. You get a little close. Okay, full teaspoon. However, I'm gonna go a little bit more because this orange has a lot of juice in it. There we go. All right, perfect. So there we go with our orange juice as well. Put this to the side. Recipe again, it also says we need 1 teaspoon of sugar. Oh, and I'm just gonna add this to the mixture because what I've got is that the cherries that I have need to be pitted, and I gotta prep my produce. So move around a little bit. All right. I'll tell you what, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull them off, put our little trash there. Again, I really don't need gloves on this particular part of the process. I've washed my hands. However, there's a kill step here as well, so you don't necessarily need to have on gloves. Just pulling the stems and the seeds off. Alright, I'm even going to use the soft strawberries as well. Actually, it's almost too soft. I think I'm going to have to use my knife on this one. Cut some of these bad parts off right there. Alright, and this is going to be a real simple recipe. When I say real simple, had I got frozen and let it thaw out, or frozen fruit and let it thaw out, I've been actually cooking it by now. But again, you all know how I like to be old school and do everything from scratch. Cherries, I'm just going to take the knife, cut it, spin it around. Almost like we did the avocado. I'm going to separate it. Take my pit out, I'll take my seed, move to the next one. So side note, since you can see the biscuits there, or the biscuits were there on the side, but the biscuits actually took a little bit longer than I anticipated. I thought it was going to be about 10 minutes. It took about 13 minutes exactly. If it does not brown, you can also put it underneath your stove. If you have the broiler underneath, you can take it, but you got to be very careful. You got to watch it so that you do not burn the tops of your biscuits. Someone asked me about that. All right, take my strawberries, just cut them in half as well. I'm going to multitask as well, and get that going. don't necessarily have to use strawberries either. You can use blueberries, raspberries. All right. Take my fruit. And again here, all I'm doing is cooking the items down. All right. Wash my hands off as well while we're at this point. Grab myself a spatula. Make sure this is on a medium heat. You can definitely see it's actually reducing. Just trying to tidy up as well my other items for this recipe. Check my ice cream as well. All right, just show you all how it looks. Okay, definitely reducing down. Alright, bear with me so I can check my ice cream. Again, I had to put the ice cream back in the freezer for a minute because I didn't want it to come too much down to room temperature. I didn't want it to start melting on me and go back to soft serve. Throw my trash away. Now the orange zest here, I'm going to put in maybe about a minute or so before this all comes together. Because I still want the recipe or the ingredients to have the oils from the orange zest. You can also use lemon zest as well. So at this point, because I know you can't see it from the pan, I'll bring it over so you all can see it. Again, it's still a little bit watery. So again, what I'm trying to do is reduce that down. If you all see that syrup there, I'm just trying to reduce it down. And to be honest, almost like I'm almost going to say between this consistency and like almost like a jam consistency, because I want to be able to pour this over the shortcake or the biscuit and that ice cream. While that's going again, I'm also just trying to clean up behind myself, stay organized. Give me a new pair of gloves because I'm going to be touching the biscuits in a minute. I don't want to touch them with bare hands. There you go, just so y'all can see it there. And I'm noticing, because I have my biscuits here, I'm going to bring my cutting board back out, because when biscuits I'm going to slice, and I got to make sure and I'm going to use one of my smaller cutting boards. Then we're going to go back down to the smallest one, since we're working with something small. So there we go. It's almost getting there. I'm going to take a little bit further, because I see a couple of strawberries have not broken down, but I want them to break down a little bit more. I'm going to help it out with the spatula. We're almost there, so I'm also going to add our orange zest. Oh, that smells delicious. All right, biscuits there. Grab me another knife here. Let me get our ice cream as well. Go, and there's our ice cream. Notice again, I'm not sure if you all can see it, but again, it's much more firm than it was earlier. I'm going to open this bag so you all can see how it looks on the inside. And to me, it kind of looks like a combination of, I'll let you all see on the inside there before we scoop it out. To me, it kind of looks like a combination of those ice crystals. It looks like the consistency of Wendy's ice cream and just store-bought ice cream, but the taste is much better, if you ask me. Okay, my serving spoon here on the side. Slice my biscuit there. Nice texture. I'm not sure if you all can see those air pockets there, but that's real nice. Golden brown color. Flaky on the inside. And I tell you what, we're going to go with one. I don't want to overcrowd it at the moment. Thought we were going to go with two in there, but we'll go with one. We still have some other items we need to layer in here as well. So we're going to do the ice cream here. So see that so far. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the Compote now again, this is a little warm. You can serve it either warm or chilled. I'm also thinking that should have did a side of whipped cream to go with this as well. However, this will still suffice and do just fine. Oh, and that tastes delicious. Whoa. It tastes better than my experiment last week. Gonna take a little bit more of the ice cream. Put that on top. And I tell you what, take one of our last scones and put that right on top. So we have that shortcake right there, and there you go. We can even do a little bit more. Take a little bit of our strawberry syrup there and cherry syrup, and there we go. All right, and again, final product as well, so you can see it. But there we go. So there we go. Seasonal fruit compote, ice cream. In this here, we're using a chocolate ice cream and our shortcakes. I hope you all enjoy. We'll talk a little bit about this recipe, meaning the history of shortcakes, sweet, savory. If you think about it in terms of desserts, we'll also talk about different substitutes that you can use in this particular recipe as well. Again, this is week 2. Day 5 of the C-CAP culinary program, along with CTE of Chicago Public Schools, and looking forward to possibly doing this in the future in a classroom or kitchen environment. So again, bon appetit. Thank you.